Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I am, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot, and this is the first episode of California Dreamin'. Basically, it's a takeover chat for Ehonda. Waiting for a couple panelists to show up right now. I figured I'd get it started right now, though, because, doing our thing. We obviously got the MAGA hat rocking. And speak of the devil.
What's going on?
What's going on, Sleepy Ginger?
Just that I'm fucking beat, man.
Yeah.
My neighbor came over and helped me mow because I'm still unable to do a lot right now because I'm still recovering. And I was out in the front yard checking the mail earlier today and saw a snake. So going into the front garden area where my wife does flowering and stuff. So I had to get out there and one-handed weed eated the whole fucking front garden area. I tell you what, that whooped my ass. I'm man enough to admit that whooped my ass. So
Yeah,
I just finished getting out of the shower and getting cleaned up and everything. So that's why I'm late.
I went out berry picking this morning and decided to check where the back patch used to be, and had to basically blaze my own trail through a bunch of overgrown stuff. And I don't know what it was coming at me, but some kind of animal was coming at me in the undergrowth, and I'm just like, trying to scare it away. And then eventually I just said screw it and left.
Right.
Because I didn't know if it was a coon or a possum or a skunk or something. I wasn't going to find out. So
I was an alien.
it was probably a cat or something. Neighbor's got a bunch of them over here all the time. So
What's up, Krabby Turtle, Justin B?
But
how you gentlemen doing? If y'all are out, comment.
Got a couple of shoots in there.
No, what's up, man?
I figured I'd go over a few stories today because got a few things I wanted to talk about here. Obviously, some scumbag stuff going on recently, and then some better things. And I think we'll start out the way that we usually do here on this channel, which is an Ohio story.
Oh, that would be atypical for you if you didn't.
So we got no charges filed
Ohio.
against Ohio GOP lawmaker after quote-unquote altercation with LGBTQ protester. So this is a whole thing that happened, I think, about 2 to 3 weeks ago now. And we're actually going to go ahead and I'll grab up the video to show everybody what actually happened here. So basically you had State Rep Scott Wiggum, who is a Pro-2A guy, who was going to work that day, and you had this jackass with a drum outside the place start to give him shit here. Literally, guy over here beating the drum, turns around, sees Wiggum coming, and then backsteps into his pathway and tries to start some shit.
Yeah, I saw that video.
So
he claimed he was assaulted.
Yeah, it says no charges filed against Ohio State Rep Scott Wiggum or the protester involved in the altercation outside the State House earlier this month. Chris Comey filed a police report June 13th alleging that Wayne County Republican purposefully shoved him while he was outside State House protesting House Bill 68, which would be the SAFE Act here to stop medically transitioning of kids. That's what it was.
Man.
So literally obstructing official business there. But, that's the left for you in a nutshell. And then, of course, we got good old Maine, one of the, I believe, first constitutional carry states in this country, now doing some real unconstitutional shit here. Maine House Representatives, by a vote of 69 to 68 Monday, passed a thing requiring universal background checks now on private gun sales.
They passed it?
Yes, the House did. I don't know about the state Senate or not. I don't know if it passed that yet or not, if it's going to pass that. Hopefully not. But they did pass the House portion, so it's at least one half of the General Assembly passed it so far, which is not good, obviously.
No, that's fucking retarded. How are you gonna do? You said they had constitutional carry, right?
They do.
Okay, I thought so. How are you gonna have constitutional carry but do anti-gun at the same fucking time? You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Well, it's like the same exact thing with so many of these other states that are passing.
I don't know. And even a lot of the other states have recently passed constitutional carry are starting to put forth legislation like this. That's like, what the fuck are you smoking?
Well, it's just like red flag laws. Like, you're going to pass a red flag law in a constitutional carry state, or you have a red flag law already in place, and then you pass constitutional carry. It's like, shouldn't that automatically invalidate the red flag law? But it's not, and that's the problem.
You would think.
But yeah, we're going to actually go ahead and read this main article here.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it says Maine House narrowly passes bill to require background checks for private gun sales, and a vote of 69 to 68 for the bill, which is similar to a proposal defeated in a statewide referendum back in 2016, so a little over 7 years ago. Mind you, this is back then, I believe it was Phil or Paul. I forget what the guy's name was offhand. I think it was Paul, like Lafayette or something like that, which is their ex-governor, and he was the one that ran again against Janet Mills this past go-around.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it said Maine House of Reps 6968 Monday in favor of requiring background check of private gun sales. The vote gives new life to a long-running effect to regulate private gun sales in Maine, but the proposal faces an uncertain future in the state Senate, which already has rejected one House-backed gun control bill this session, and they better do the same thing here is what it is.
Yeah, no shit.
So Democrats argued Monday that the bill would close, quote, a dangerous loophole that allows people who are prohibited from possessing or purchasing firearms to do so through private gun sales or at gun shows, which is absolute bullshit lies. We've seen that here every so often is what it is. If you're stupid enough to sell somebody a gun without having a bill of sale done, that's on you.
Yep.
Whenever I do private gun sales myself, I've done that every single time I've required a bill of sale. If they're not going to go sign that bill of sale and give me their ID to check out, then no, they're not going to buy the gun from me is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so Republicans, however, contend that the universal background checks would unfairly burden law-abiding gunners. Very true. It would also create a backdoor Hitlerian gun roster, by the way. Like what I've seen in the past with regular background checks, where you had the feds have every single gun I ever bought. They came out here 4 years ago. So anyway, said State Rep Susan Salisbury, a Democrat from Westbrook, said that the gun control bills heard this session by the Criminal Justice and Public Safety Committee are a desperate attempt to do something about the surge in gun violence across the country, including in Maine, which I guarantee theirs all comes from that major city there is what it is. So this bill was aimed at trying to deal with people who are buying guns off Uncle Henry's Facebook Marketplace and off their neighbors. Well, first of all, Facebook Marketplace doesn't sell guns. You can't legally do that on there.
No.
Anyway. Technically, there is a way to get around it, and it's people selling gun cases for X amount of dollars, and then it happens to have the gun in is what it is. But
yeah, but you're fucking stupid if you try to go that route. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Law-abiding citizens aren't gonna fucking do shady shit like that, because that would defeat the purpose of being a law-abiding citizen and wanting to maintain our rights and freedoms.
What I think is interesting here is that you pointed out buying guns off their neighbors. Okay.
Uncle Henry sounds racist.
So I have an agreement with a neighbor. I'm going to buy this gun from them. Like, we've been neighbors for 10, 15, 20 years. Who gives a shit?
Right.
Says House Speaker Rachel Tebbett, a Democrat from Portland, sponsoring the bill, of course she is, said LD 168, and has argued that the lack of background checks makes Maine a destination for criminal gun purchases. Is absolute bullshit lies. Said Talbot Ross said that unlike previous effects to regulate private sales, her bill excludes sales and transfers among family members and sales of antique or relic firearms. That still doesn't matter. It's still unconstitutional.
I have an honest question. How, doing the background check on private sales from person to person.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck do they plan on enforcing that and regulating that? Because who the fuck is gonna know if Joe Blow down the road sells to Johnny Mag across the street that had been friends for, like you said, 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck are they gonna even know that happened?
I'd have to actually read the bill, but I assume it's similar to the one that sack of shit Matt Dolan tried to pass here last year at the end of the last General Assembly here in Ohio, which was House or Senate Bill 357, which he then tried to put in the Finance Committee, even though it was a gun bill. So basically, that version of it would have actually forced pretty much anybody that wanted to do gun sales to get a certificate thing, and I assume it's probably similar to what Maine's going to do there is what they would try to do here, where it would basically be a seller certificate of some kind, and it would force you to essentially pay for background checks and do it at sheriff's offices and stuff
No,
like
it
that.
wouldn't. That's my point. How are they going to enforce that? Because if they just, go in one another's house and say, "Here, I got this. You want it? Sure, no problem. Here, thank you." Who the fuck's gonna know?
I think that's the thing. It's basically unenforceable, but they're trying to claim
exactly.
it's enforceable is what it is. So
yeah, Daniel, you're right. What's up, Daniel?
Anyway,
he said, "Nice strike will know it though." Stephen D, I saw you pop in, brother.
Yeah, it says it requires private sellers to get a background check from an authorized dealer. Background checks already are required for commercial firearm sales from licensed dealers. Number of gun control bills came up every year but fail to gain traction as Maine has a long tradition of hunting and gun ownership and is considered a relatively safe state because it is. I've been there almost 10 years ago now, and it was literally the safest state I've ever been in, honestly.
Yeah.
Because nearly half of all Maine households, 46.8%, own guns, according to the data compiled by Pew Research Center. It says Maine voters rejected a citizen referendum to initiate universal background checks back in 2016, and the Maine House rejected a similar bill in 2019 by a vote of 80 to 66. It says lawmakers submitted gun control bills this year after incidents that intensified concerns about gun violence in the state, including false reporting of active shooters that forced lockdowns in about a dozen high schools in the fall, and a mass shooting in April that left 4 people dead in Bowdoin and 3 others injured. I didn't even hear about that one. It says during a 4-hour hearing in April, supporters said that the bills would help reduce gun violence, which is a complete lie, especially suicides, and makes it more difficult for criminals to access firearms. No, it doesn't. So opponents, however, argued that the bills would only impact law-abiding citizens and infringe Second Amendment rights, because they will. So State Rep James White, who has been a firearms dealer for over 30 years, said that the bill would only add burdens to local dealers like himself. Those dealers would have to hold the firearm while conducting a background check, which he said would take up to 29 days. Jesus Christ, dude. So the bill would allow people to continue loaning their firearms to friends or relatives without a background check. White said that the firearm could be lent to someone for an indefinite amount of time without a background check. So basically, hey, I'm going to loan you this gun. Oh, you got that $500 you owe me a week later?
You're right.
But yeah, pretty much that's what it is. Basically back and forth there. So yes,
yeah,
Maine is one of 29 states that do not require a background check for private gun sales, according to Everytown. Good. That means more than half of us don't require private background checks for private sales. And that's how it should be.
See, Stephen D, I agree, with Daniel there. It doesn't make it worthless if you sell it private to private and no one finds out, because you could still take said gun and sell it later if you wanted to an actual FFL. How are they going to know you didn't have it before this unconstitutional bullshit law? They wouldn't. Because you could have bought it private sale, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. It just doesn't make sense that, you would say it would be worthless.
Unless, of course, the gun was manufactured in the last 2 or 3 years, and then they would be like, yeah, I bought this gun 10 years ago through time travel.
It says anything purchased through a dealer is $44.73. Yes, yeah. But people buy guns and don't like it, so they end up selling it anyway. So who's to say that wasn't the case? You bought it, and a week later you're like, I fucking hate this gun, and Johnny down the road's like, I'll take it off your hands. That's perfectly legal, especially if it happened before this bullshit law went in.
That's exactly what happened to me a few years ago, actually. I bought a Ruger LCP thinking, okay, I was going to have deep concealment or whatever, and then not realizing that my hand did not fit the grip of that gun.
Mm-hmm.
And because it was so snappy to even shoot, I was like, nah, I'm good. And I decided to sell it off in a private sale, and I did so.
Yeah, or what if the gun is an antique, it has no serial number, and you inherited it, and then you don't have a 4473 on it, but yet later on you wanted to sell it, after this dumbass law, if it passes, you know, this just leads to a mass confusion. It's unenforceable. It's just all around bullshit and solves nothing, because nothing they can enact now is going to prevent a fucking bit of crime. All it does is hurt us law-abiding citizens' God-given constitutional rights, and it doesn't stop the criminal activities, because a criminal is going to be a criminal no matter what. So, I mean, I understand what you're trying to say, Stephen, but it just...
So going back to what this article actually said.
No, we're not talking about antiques, but that's just my point as well. There's no way to enforce this law, though.
Well, going back to what the House Speaker of Maine said there, she specifically said the bill excludes the sale and transfer among family members and sales of antique and relic firearms. That being said, it still doesn't matter, though, because you're still committing a way to basically create Hitlerian gun rosters, what it is. And I've talked about that many times on the channel before.
Right.
That's what their end game is to literally know every single gun people own so they can go steal our shit, is what it is eventually, or take our doors.
100%. That's the only reason they're wanting to pass this shit, is they want autonomous control. And like you just stated, they want to know what everything is out there so they can know how many people. Oh, let's get all of these got FBI, all these ATFs, all these DEAs, now all these fucking worthless ass IRS agents that for whatever reason need a gun. And then, you know, whatever fucking other agency they wanted to pick people from and be like, all right, let's hit everybody here. Simultaneously, we'll hit everybody over here, and, you know, they can start mass confiscation if they wanted to.
Which brings us to the fuckery going on here locally in my state, which is House Bill 218, that has now been given a committee in the House Oversight Committee for a hearing. Completely unconstitutional. It is trying to do away with our standard ground law and allow municipalities to enforce local bullshit again. And it's 100% Democrat. 15 of their asses on it. But yeah, it's a Republican that's giving them the committee hearing. And I called his office today and chewed his ass out on that one. I'm like, why the fuck is this going on, dude? Stop giving these people wins. So
yeah, I agree.
Just a bunch of shit.
And I know, Stephen, you're just giving a perspective and, you know, kind of, I guess, being the contrarian. But I get what you're saying, dude. I totally understand. It's just it's all fucked up and doesn't make sense. So it's just fucking, it's infuriating is what it is, because they just don't give a fuck. That's their whole point. They don't care about our rights. They hate that we have our rights and freedoms, and that's the end of it.
It's just like the jackass sheriff or police chief in Tulsa who was talking about, need to give up some freedoms like after 9/11.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, are you fucking retarded? Fuck? You're sitting there saying you love the Second Amendment, you have your guns and stuff too. I'm like, are you that fucking delusional? You think we're actually going to listen to what your dumbass has to say? Oh yeah, we'll give up our gun. You're going to give up your guns? Are you going to start patrolling the streets without a firearm or a shotgun or AR in your squad car? No? Then fuck you. You ain't getting a damn thing from me. Go fuck yourself.
Well, and it's funny to me too, because again, going back to what's coming up here, we talked about this on Sunday. Come August 8th, we got a whole special election going on to do House Bill 1 here in Ohio to basically secure our state constitution with a 60% majority vote now. And one of the people that is against it is the Fraternal Order of Police of Ohio. These are the same motherfuckers that were against constitutional carry and stand your ground in the past 3 years.
Sounds about right.
They also have direct ties to Michael Bloomberg in a lot of cases.
Yep, he's got his hands in just about fucking everything, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just a bunch of fucking nonsense.
100%. Fuckery.
Play a video here. I'm gonna have to do my thing off, so it's about 2 minutes long. If you don't want to talk for 2 minutes, I can play this because I can't do it through the mic otherwise.
Okay.
Your whole point about them ripping the kids away from the parents, that is the entire point.
Yep.
And you need to look no further than their next steps that they're already working towards, right? So like the last year and a half, 2 years, we've got 19 states to ban these treatments and puberty blockers for kids. 19, right? We need all 50.
Child sex changes.
Child sex changes. Where the blue states are going now, because they know the desistance rates, what they're doing is they're doing trans trafficking bills. Right. They're basically, if the kid, if you're on vacation, right, and you're in Washington State, California, or Minnesota now, and you are there, and your kid calls CPS or whatever, calls the cops, the state can actually take your kids away from you and put you into foster care.
It's worse than that. Your 13-year-old kid is surfing on the internet and goes on TikTok. Gets exposed to the likes of Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan Mulvaney advocates these children drink alcohol. Haha, it's so much fun. Drink beer. Beer is fun. Advocates for a lot of these ideas. Kid gets confused. The kid says, I can't talk to my parents because people online are telling me that my parents will get mad at me. Then someone messages them and says, if you want, I can drive you to Washington. Stranger on the internet drives the kid to Washington and says, we saved them. And the state says, yep, you sure did. An internet stranger can kidnap your child, have them sterilized in another state, and that state says it's illegal.
Yep. But it's kidnapping in the state, I would imagine.
And do you think Joe Biden's DOJ would go after the person who did the kidnapping? Takes the FBI. They won't do it. Of course they won't.
I would doubt it. I hope.
And this is why we're heading towards civil war in this country.
Yep. One of these days, I don't wish bad shit upon anybody. I don't wish ill will, but at this point, they're going to fuck around and find out the hard way. I don't like talking like that, I don't, but it's going to happen because that's what they're aiming for. That's what they're working towards. And
you remember that
it's
big
sad
board?
that the rest of the country's not waking up faster to this bullshit.
Exactly. You remember that big board from the movie Cabin in the Woods, where it was all the different stuff that they could have or do or whatever?
Oh yeah. Had Chris Hemsworth in it.
Okay. So one thing I did not have for 2023 on my big board was Christians and Muslims joined together in Montgomery County, Maryland to protest against the perverted school board of election curriculum.
Dude, that's how you know fucking hell's freezing over. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. They're literally protesting the Board of Education curriculum right now because it's pushing all the trans agenda and stuff like that.
Yeah, I almost said something else because I forget, we're not on Rumble.
Yeah. But that's the thing, like, people are just sick of it, and I don't blame them, honestly.
Yeah, I don't either.
And sadly, in a lot of cases, it used to be the enemy of my enemy was my friend, and now it's sort of like the enemy of my enemy is my ally for the time being. I think is what we're going with right here at this point. So, yeah, just completely insane.
Sorry, I'm trying to multitask here.
It's all right. I'm looking for something right now. Trying to get us back to a not insane topic again, but unfortunately most of it's just insane.
So has any more come out that's worth noting about the civil war that almost was?
Oh, you mean the Ukraine one? I don't know. I haven't heard nothing. So maybe there was, maybe there wasn't.
I hadn't really
to
been paying attention.
To get us back to more of a sane nation, got a cute little rabbit doing its Mario hop. Straight in the tunnel. Yeah. But yeah, it's just sad. It's just sad. And then to go back to what we were mentioning a few minutes ago about the let's see here. about the parents being against it from multiple religions and stuff now. So somebody did this graph, which is 7.2% of U.S. adults now identify as LGBT. Specifically, Gen Z, which they claim was 1997-2004, is 19.7% as of last year, up from almost 4% back in 2020. And then, of course, you got going back before that, it was like them is nothing, and then everything else is just, millennials and Gen X, baby boomers, etc. in 2014 and 2017, respectively. So, very interesting when you look at the change of things and how indoctrination has, led us to this in most cases, especially when you look at the 2020 to 2022 jump.
Yeah.
And I would say 100% that has to do with, lockdowns and people being pushed into things and indoctrination of these so-called teachers and everything else like that. And even to the millennials, to some extent, I would say it goes to them as well, because it was starting back in the end of my generation is what it was. So, yeah, just sad
So it's all your fucking fault, is what you're saying.
No. I'm saying it was the teachers back then had started doing it at the very end of my schooling is what it was. And then it's more nowadays these ones that were the generation that was both you and I, who are now the ones that are in the teaching positions, who are the ones pushing so much of this shit now, specifically the females in that situation.
Yeah.
So
it's sad and pathetic. I don't know where they went wrong or what they went through that fucked their mentality up. But don't take it out on the fucking sane people. If you're fucking ill, get help.
I can tell you what caused it.
What?
Hard times build strong men. Strong men build easy times. Easy times build weak men.
Oh, I
People, not just men. Humans.
I agree.
I don't remember who said that. That's cool.
Oh, I know. I don't remember who said it either, but it's 100% accurate. Gen X, they had it, pretty hard because, we were left to our own devices, locked out of the house, had to drink from water hoses, just be home by the street lights. Parents didn't give a shit where the fuck we were. And with the fucking millennials and everything, they just grew up basically with technology in their fucking hands and given whatever they want. So it just made them fucking soft and fucking pansies. And, we're now paying the price of it because they're well of voting age. And now you got the fucking generation below them that, some of them are, have a good head on their shoulders, but, some of them don't. They're just like the millennials. And it's just, we have to pay for everything.
So to go back to that saying, it was a guy named G. Michael Hoff that created the hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times quote.
Yep. Yeah, I just couldn't remember who it was.
It was a post-apocalyptic novel that this dude wrote.
Yeah.
So
it's accurate though.
Yes, and it really is like very much the fourth turning as well on that one, which, as we can see, happens every roughly 80 years, and it goes to that cycle of, you got the good times where they create, industry and stuff like that, or whether it be, if you want to go 19th century on that one, it would be the old Industrial Revolution that we lived in for that amount of time there, and then, coming back forward, and we're back to it again is what it is now.
Yeah.
Because even in America, I would say we've already done it at least once, if not twice. Specifically, it was about the I think Great Depression actually would be the last time was really the hard times.
Well, World War II.
Well, World War II was technically our, what do you call it now? post World War II, the 1950s was the good times again, because it was us becoming truthfully, it was us becoming the only world power at that point, because you had Germany that was totally wiped out from World War II. You had Russia wiped out from World War II. China was basically non-existent back then, and pretty much every other so-called world power wasn't in place anymore, or had their shit destroyed because of that war, because of all being a part of that war. Right. And so you had America, who had, I think it was like 60 or 70%, even maybe 80% of all the steel at that time came from this country. Most of it was from Pennsylvania, actually, from all the steel plants over there. And then, of course, you had, over time, our steel production diminished, and we no longer were the world's producer for steel anymore. And then you had the, steel belt become the Rust Belt. And now we're starting to see a weird restoration of sorts with technology and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I think it's a little bit too late. And it's also them doing things that they don't understand themselves in a lot of cases. Because you look at all these politicians trying to push this stuff, they're like very, very old and have no idea what technology is. So.
Yeah, sorry if multitasking is still, but yeah, I'm listening.
So apparently, I guess BuzzFeed was doing what people look like according to AI. And according to AI, this is what the typical Louisiana person looks like.
Okay.
So it's some really old guy and some, like, I don't know, 30-something, 40-something-year-old woman.
I wouldn't agree to that, but okay.
It's funny too, because I've seen
a lot of time down in Louisiana.
Yeah.
When I worked in the oil field.
Well, I've seen a few of those from the AI BuzzFeed, and it was like almost every single one of them was like a white couple. Like, no matter what the state was. And I would say that maybe yes, maybe no in some cases. But yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Oh, that's funny though. Got ready. What's up, brother?
Yeah, probably patrolling. I know Leo said he'd be here a little bit later because he's still working, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it is an odd night, to have a lot of people in.
What's good, folks?
Not
How you
much,
doing,
man.
brother?
How you been?
Not much, just ordering food.
Apparently, all the Canadian smoke is coming into Lansing, Michigan now.
They're still fucking burning?
Yeah. They were telling the local news here was saying to us, they were like, don't open your windows for the next day or two because there's going to be smoke clouds coming over.
So don't open your windows. Don't drink the Ohio Pride water. It's like, fucking next, what, don't eat anything. Like, why don't you just die and be, that'll be better for us.
Yeah.
I mean,
stop being a burden to our society.
I forgot all about that. Remember that train explosion? I forgot about that too.
Yeah, I mean the restaurant one in Yellowstone there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't really an explosion, more or less. They just collapsed a bridge over the Yellowstone River.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, remember the
you're talking about East Palestine. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was saying the Ohio Pride water.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, and we're still dealing with that a couple months out now, and really nobody's been brought up on charges right now.
Well, my whole thing is, what's the thing going on with what's the thing going on with the fires? Any update on that?
Oh, Canada fires? Yeah, I don't know. It's just smoke, I guess, right now. I think they're mostly burning out, but it's just the excess leftover weather change and patterns and stuff like that for all the smoke and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how good they're burning or how bad they're burning or whatever. This is actually pretty.
I wouldn't doubt it. They're fucking relighting more.
Probably. This is actually pretty interesting. A 16 brick rocket stove. So it's showing you how to do it layer by layer there.
That's cool.
Yeah. That is definitely something to be knowledgeable in, is any kind of fire making, anything like that, depending on exactly what's going to happen very soon here in this country.
Which part? The stove thing again?
Any of them. Making a rocket stove, making a campfire, making anything really. Being able to heat yourself.
those kind of skills are going to be essential and after the fall.
Not to mention, if you're doing something like this, like a rocket stove kind of deal, I think you could technically make a pseudo forge out of that if you really wanted to.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
then
I'm
just be able
kind
to
of
like
curious.
forge like bladed weapons and stuff like that in some cases.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of curious. What is the benefits of a rocket stove compared to other maybe?
Well, specifically that would be it's because it's going up, so you're actually heating things quicker, and because of the top, because of all the brick layers and stuff like that, it's all obviously bringing all the heat up to the top, and it's making you be able to cook faster and whatnot. I think it also sustains longer, if I'm not mistaken, with little like very little kindling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a few that are good like that. There's one that's I'm trying to think what it's called now. It's literally you just put like a hole in a log or something like that, and you just burn the entire log, and that burns for I think like almost a day.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You drill a hole in the center
Yeah.
and drill a hole in the side. And just let it burn the log.
But yeah, rocket stoves are good for several different things like that. And there's also you can buy like little ones that are similar to that you can set up in like a real quick like 5-minute process and just throw a little bit of trees and stuff in there and like little branches and whatnot. So
Fucking Daniel.
apparently there was bears sighted down at the down in Franklin County near Columbus.
That's probably what was coming at you in your backyard.
I hope not. I mean, knowing us, it probably would be too. I don't know. This seems pretty big compared to what I saw earlier, so, or what I saw pushing the bushes around. Yeah, that's a decent sized little black bear, though.
Sure. I just hear excuses.
Yep, just a random black bear just walking through people's yard.
That's one reason why I'm glad I live in Texas. We ain't got to deal with fucking bears.
Well, it's not really the black bears that are the problem. It's the brown bears and the grizzlies that you got to worry about because those are the ones that are actually vicious. They're going to rip your head off. Black bears, you probably just like spook and they'd run off like little bitches. What it is.
It's too fucking hot in Texas for bears.
Yeah, it happened 3 days ago, apparently, around midnight.
Anyone want an 8K paperweight? What are you talking about, Daniel? Oh, I see. Yeah, talking about your parts. Jesus Christ, dude. Seriously? Sorry, I was reading your comments.
It's fine. Yeah, we've been trying to look for a new vehicle lately since the other one went kaput last week.
Oh, that's fucking fun.
Yeah, we my cousin, he did some research and stuff like that. I found some local stuff, but it's 250,000 miles for several $1,000. And the cheapest my cousin found that was in decent order and wasn't super high mileage was like anywhere from like $8 to $10 now. So,
oh wow,
may have to do a GoFundMe just to fund that. Then if that be the case. But yeah, it's not fun.
No,
See what else is going on in the world. Oh yeah, there you go. Chicago and Detroit hit with thick smoke, causing air quality to reach dangerous levels now.
Well, that's fun.
Yep, unusual Canada wildfires have once again caused several U.S. cities to come with worst air quality in the world. According to World Air Quality Index, Chicago's air quality reached unhealthy levels on Tuesday and replaced Beijing as the worst air quality in the world currently. Smoke entered Chicago early Tuesday morning and hasn't left the Windy City since.
Leo, you out there? You breathing, brother? Breathe.
So Chicago isn't the only Midwest city bombarded by smoke. Detroit, Michigan has seen its air quality hit dangerously high due to the smoke as well. Says drifting smoke from ongoing wildfires across Canada have created curtains of haze and raising air quality concerns throughout the Great Lakes region and parts of central and east United States. Environmental Protection Agency site showed parts of Illinois, lower Michigan, and southern Wisconsin had the worst air quality in the U.S. on Tuesday afternoon, with Chicago, Detroit, and Milwaukee had the worst air quality categorized as very unhealthy. Canadian wildfire smoke is expected to drift towards New York early Wednesday morning. So, yeah. Not fun. Not fun.
Joy. Are we having fun yet, guys? Is everyone having fun?
Yeah, and they say we don't have a recession or depression. Biden effect, Ford cutting 1,000 jobs after agreeing to shift focus to electric vehicles.
Wow.
Yeah, that Lordstown plant that they were open as an EV place is now shutting down too.
Buy electric so we can fuck you later.
Nope. So it won't work at all later.
Yep.
Yeah, let's see here. Nope. Actor Julian Sands confirmed dead after human remains discovered Saturday identified as him. That's too bad. I heard he went missing like a week ago or something. I assumed it wasn't going to come out very well, so that's too bad. Let's see. We got Clinton appointed judge signals he won't allow Trump to move hush money case to federal court. Pretty sure that's unconstitutional. Brave armed citizen guns down would-be mass shooter in Las Vegas. Legal analysis reveals how local officials and police are hiding the truth from the public. It's not surprising at all.
Daniel, I'm sorry, dude. That's got to be rough. Fucked up $8,000 worth of plastic. Maybe you should have went and played craps. And Kowloon Republic to you, Ohio's. It's Canadian smoke. The fuck's it gonna do? Apologize to your lungs?
Probably.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
We got a new poll. Majority of Americans want corporations to stop pandering during Pride Month. Believe the ideology is harmful to kids. Because it is.
Gee, you think?
Let's see. Then, of course, we talked about this the other day. We got Fed Boys, aka Patriot Front, got their asses kicked by the Proud Boys.
Yeah, I saw that, dude. That was fucking awesome. And they were unmasking their ass, just beating the fuck out of them. And someone commented on somewhere, I saw it, where they said it's against the law to assault a federal officer.
Yeah, that was that idiot Kinzinger.
Mm-hmm. I heard about that too.
Feds. And then we got the Club Q shooter, who didn't fit media narrative, quietly sentenced on Monday. He literally pled guilty to killing a bunch of people there.
Really?
And you had some conservative guy toss a pizza at Eric Adams' mayor's mansion there over the whole.
I saw that video. That was interesting.
Yeah. How you think you're gonna ban coal ovens when like half the pizza places in New York use the coal ovens to make their pizzas?
Yeah, no shit. Talk about you're gonna piss off all New Yorkers and have the New York uprising if they can't get their fucking slice of pies or whatever they call them up there.
Okay, to be fair, honestly, and I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate, just a little. He probably didn't know, just as I didn't know that a lot of them use coal stoves. You think it's like, it's propane or electric or some shit.
I feel like honestly though, instead of taking whole pizzas there, the guy should just taken like teeny dough balls and just chucked them like they were golf balls at the mansion.
But no, I can see what you're saying, Shot Red.
I would say the pizza said more of a message.
Yeah, you know, fucking New Yorkers in Chicago, and they're not going to put up with, you know, people fucking with their pizzas.
This is protested in response to city's increased restrictions on coal and wood-fired ovens. So it was both those two things. I think that's what it is. I think it's more wood-fired and coal ovens, though. This, as many believe, threaten livelihoods of numerous local pizzerias. Gateway Pundit reported that New York City would be cracking down on all wood-fired pizza joints to reduce carbon emissions by up to 75%, even though it would take, like, I think I heard recently it was like 850 years to do as much damage to the environment as John Kerry did in 1 year of private jet flights.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just nonsensical crap is what it is. Again, it's just feel-good legislation, virtue signaling crap is what it is.
Well, not only that, it's just like we were saying earlier, it's just to implement more fucking control over the people.
Exactly. It's to make you escape from New York and then LA.
Jesus Christ.
But we can't forget you also got to escape from Cleveland too, which they never made a movie about, and they should still.
Right.
Actually, that would be a better miniseries nowadays.
I mean, I don't understand the logic. Like, they're fucking. I can't think that stupid, that low of an IQ to understand why trying to ban everything like that. I know it's control, but like, what is their fucking logic? What's it gonna save? You know,
you're putting all that toxic smoke. just watch the next
one.
Yeah,
their whole, like, as they said, their whole thing is about carbon emissions, and I remember we talked. What was it, about a year or two ago now? How you had, I think it was the Paris Climate Accord or something like that, was trying to do charge people like per mile how much carbon they use and stuff like that.
Okay, so you're telling me that having all these lithium mines and cobalt mines to make all these dumbass fucking electric batteries and electric cars is somehow better than people burning fucking fossil fuels? No, go fuck yourself. I'm sorry, that's retarded.
It's not, but the whole point is they're not trying to do it in those, what we would consider third world nations. They're trying to do it in Western nations that are first world and second world nations.
I understand that, but I mean, it's yeah, see, thank you.
No, remember, some of those people control certain environmentalists on their pocket.
Oh God, yes, I know. It's all about money. Money talks and bullshit walks. It's like it's been that way since dawn of fucking man. It's just fucking hell, dude. It's never ending. Because they say, hypothetically, if another, 1776 Part 2, Civil War, Revolutionary War, World War III, whatever the fuck you want to name it, goes down, and the world as we know it is gone forever, and it takes, hundreds and hundreds of years to get somewhere similar to where we are now. And that fall, it's still going to be the same bullshit. Money talks and bullshit walks. It's what you got or who you know.
Yeah. Well, the thing of that too is, and I think the thing, really honestly, the thing about each fall is you have new people rise in power in a lot of cases. Some cases you'll have toppling of dictatorship. Sometimes you'll have toppling of other things like that, government structures, whatever the case be. And you'll have a new power structure be put in place, usually is what it is. It's just like what we've seen constantly when it comes to U.S. government doing psyops and shit overseas and then installing some dictator guy or whatever it is there. Whether it be,
I count it as more as a human nature thing. Don't doubt
exactly.
Oh yeah, don't doubt the abilities of human nature. There's always gonna be people who don't skirt the line or try to rule over others and all that other shit.
Well, and that's what it is for a lot of these politicians when you look at them. When you look at, Pelosi types and stuff like that, they've been in there, 40, 50 years now in a lot of cases. And it's all about power. They will never let go of that power ring because they know if they do, they're just an old-ass motherfucker who is nothing.
Yeah.
And all they have is that little bit of power they can wield right now. And it's why they'll never retire until they die.
God, yes. It's holding on that fucking power.
There was 2 different congressmen, both Democrats a few years ago. It was, I'm trying to think what the names were now. They kind of look like each other, actually, because they were both bald guys. One of them they were trying to do some voting thing on, and then the other one was a different dude. And I forget which was which, but one of them had some kind of cancer. And he could have given up his seat and let a special election happen, but he continued to be in there until he died of some kind of cancer. And then they had a special election anyway.
Kind of like RGB.
Yeah,
Or
Ruth.
RPG.
Pretty much. Yeah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Yeah.
Yeah. She looked like fucking the Crypt Keeper from Crypt Show, and that bitch was fucking god awful, dude.
Well, it's exactly what we're seeing right now with Dianne Feinstein. They know for a fact she has dementia, and they refuse to
Yep.
let
Yeah.
her
That's what I'm
just
saying. I was
retire
gonna
out.
say Feinstein
That if you,
and Nancy Pelosi are the worst.
oh, yep. If you look at Feinstein, you can tell she had a major fucking stroke because the one side of her face is just like melted.
Yeah. Or some kind of Bell's palsy issue or something like that.
It could, yeah, maybe, but it looks more like she had a stroke.
Probably.
See,
probably.
the problem. Okay, I don't know if it's just me. The weird thing about I feel about it. This is. I think it's like since a lot of these old guards are going to be fucking dying, and maybe some definitely going to get. They're definitely not going to get fucking trialed and not all that stuff. But the people that I guess are in power now, they seem a little more stupider. So I could think some people might run some game against them. So I'm kind of like a little bit like in the, optimistic. But the problem with that is how bad is your average person out there because they're kind of dumb as well. So it's like,
Oh yeah,
let them do what they want.
I would show the video, but I don't want to get a channel strike. It happened in Houston, Texas in the last day or so. There was a girl literally smearing cow shit all over her face and body. And you had like 30 people filming it on their phones.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Or no, sorry,
It's
not
like
cow
that.
shit, horse shit. That's what it was.
It's just like that one fucking bitch that was smearing period blood all over herself to try to make a fucking statement. It's fucking disgusting. What are you proving other than you're fucking retarded and disgusting, unhygienic piece of shit?
Well, it's
Seriously.
mental illness breaking out again.
Exactly.
And that shows exactly why state hospitals can be brought back in a big way.
Yes.
Well,
And I would say
it's
not
gonna
only
take
for those
something a little
individuals,
major
but the
to
people that are
bringing
filming
that
it
back.
too. What was that?
What was that show?
I said it's gonna take something a little more drastic when you start seeing that coming back with the mental hospitals.
Yeah, it's actually gonna take real fucking Americans standing the fuck up and finally saying it's enough. And not only that, but real Americans that are in fucking positions of power to finally say this is fucking bullshit, enough stuff, and it's got to change now or else.
And the sad part is so many of those people are already corrupted currently that you would need to completely do regime changes entirely, whether it be running for office ourselves, which is what I plan to do next year for county commissioner, or something similar to that. And of course, if we actually stabilize as a country by 2026, I do plan on running for Ohio governor for real then. So I don't know if my chances are going to be good or not because I have to raise millions of dollars by then to do it. So unless I hit the lottery.
No, yeah, I was gonna bring you as like one of the ones, like, because remember you got like this, you got the both sides are more corrupt. You got the do nothings, and you got the ones.
Well,
no matter who they play into the take, and you got the ones that really don't even get a shot to go in, even if they were good or bad or whatever.
It. And what's even worse is then you look at people who are do nothings or who just do party line votes and stuff like that, and then you'll have bills like what I was mentioning here before you got here, where it's 100% Democrat gun control, and yet old ass Republicans who sure have been turned out of our state house, state general assembly, because the guy who is the committee chair of this one committee was a state senator for 8 years, and he was termed out last year, and then he ran for state house, is what it was, which should have been like, no, dude, get the fuck out. And he's the one giving them the ability to go bring up these gun bills now, even though it's all Democrats. And I'm seriously wondering, like, is there some kind of sexual scandal going on between him and one of the females that behind a lot of these is what it is?
Never know these days, honestly.
The thing is,
I mean, I don't want to out
so
myself on
corrupt as
certain
a
shit
state
I
right
do,
now.
but you'd be surprised who you run into doing shit like that.
We are so corrupt as a state right now. Like, even as corrupt as the FBI is, they mentioned that before they were like super corrupt, how corrupt Ohio was like a decade ago.
Oh yeah,
And
remember they're their own party too. They just playing the watching game and maybe information and stuff. So they're just like, okay.
That's why I'm trying
Which
to get
I wouldn't lie, because
right
if I was in that, I probably would have did it that type of way, like in certain ways. But there's certain things I believe in. Trying to be not make that whole branch fucking corrupt and stuff.
This is why I'm trying to actually work with our state constitution right now, because we technically do have recall voting in our state constitution. It's Article 1, Section 2, where you can just remove people from office. As long as we can get enough people to petition to remove them, we can get them removed from office then and hold special elections. And if
Yeah,
nothing
but
else, you
doing
get somebody
that's
better
going to
in
be
there.
a fucking act of Congress.
No, not at a state level though. It's at the state
Yeah,
level.
but still, I mean, you got to convince enough people to do that, and
It
you know,
will
I
be
see
hard
that
in
as a
some of
challenge.
these blue districts, obviously, but I'm thinking more like some of the rhinos right now because I was looking at where exactly Peterson's district is, and it's like the very bottom of Ohio, right next to West Virginia counties there.
Yeah.
And I could see if we talk with enough people down there, you could get enough pissed off people ready to do signature gathering and stuff like that and get this motherfucker completely out of there.
Oh yeah, you got a better chance doing with the middle and people in the middle. But if you have to use whatever tactics necessary, you might have to lie to the ones on the left side.
What's going on, Leo?
Nothing much. Just enjoying this Canadian wildfire smoke.
Is it still smoky up in Chicago?
But does it smell like weed farms?
No, it smells like a burning campfire.
Okay.
Oh, that smell. I kind of like that smell.
Yeah, but not when you can't hardly see and it's just like overwhelming. You're taking a fucking oxygen bath in the shit, you know.
Right.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
Long bath.
it's real misty, but it's not blindy
Mhm.
right now.
It's just overcasting or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all over. I mean, like you can see it as soon as you step outside. As soon as you step outside the house, you smell nothing but burning campfire wood.
Yeah.
And you see the mist everywhere.
Calhoun said a while ago, you know, Feinstein looks like she should be in hospice. 100%. I say Joe Biden should be in hospice. And there's different forms of hospice. Hospice isn't just like end of life. You know, hospice is also designed to care for someone for as long as needed until they, you know, get to the point where they need to pass. So there's different levels of it. And he also said mental illness / attention-seeking behavior. Fuck yeah, a lot of it, you know, it gets kind of disguised, I guess you would say, as mental illness, because a lot of this shit is just straight up fucking attention-seeking, especially the ones, you know, that are saying they're LGBTQ, LMNOP, fucking whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the percentage that are actually truly that, if you can call it that, is small. The rest are, I'm sure, is just nothing but fucking attention seeking. They want to be in the cool crowd, like we said before, you know, like the goths of the day and etc., the emos, etc. So it's just fucking pathetic.
For sure. And then also, especially when you start looking at Congress members now, there was a video I did the other day about Jasmine Crockett, and she's out of Houston, Texas, and she wants to be fucking AOC. So she went on the whole tirade about Santos without even naming Santos as the dude or whatever, and she's just like, my freshman colleague getting indicted on 13 felonies and cleaning up the house and everything else like that. It's like, go clean up your district, lady.
Right. Daniel Leo said that smell is like the 8K that he lit on fire earlier.
Yeah, I responded.
Yeah, because he messed up a plastic part on his CNC machine and it cost him $8,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought he was just burning cash. Like, damn.
No,
right? It's like that.
No, he said it's basically, he might as well, because he's done it before, where he might as well just lit $10,000 on fire because he's done that before. All you got to do, Daniel, is just go to the casinos and you can recoup your money, because apparently you've got fucking great luck from all the shit you know told us in the past.
Or just hope that guy comes up aces that you backed in that poker game.
Yeah, right. Comes through and Daniel's an, you know, instant millionaire. If he ain't already, I don't know, you know, how deep his pockets go, but I know they're pretty deep. If we can talk him into buying a $40,000 CNC machine when he's drunk. But Daniel, like you said earlier, I think you really need to implement that rule, man. That rule you need to implement. He says, I'm technically a negative millionaire. Aren't we all? Oh shit.
I don't know. My numbers might have come up tonight. Probably not though.
Thousandaires.
Right.
Shit, sometime not that when I gotta pay a payment. With bills I do, it's not even thousandaires no more.
Yeah, you're more like dollinaires.
Right.
Penny-naires. Jesus.
A $20 nair.
Yep, exactly. Oh, so what y'all got going on this evening?
I'm just here at work. I'm being quiet here.
Always making that money, aren't you, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, third shift is wonderful.
Oh, this is like second, I think third. Well, I'm doing overtime, so I'm here all the way at 2 a.m.
Oh, okay.
A new bill in Massachusetts would, among numerous other things, require all guns be sold as smart guns unless they're being sold for on-duty police use.
Oh, fucking shit. Where?
All guns are smart guns.
Yeah. So as long as you're not a cop, you have to buy a smart gun only. But if you're a cop, no, you can have your Glocks and your SIGs and everything else you'd want to have.
What's this?
Yeah,
Massachusetts? Okay.
Yep, Massachusetts. Good old 13 colony that's now
Like
one
I
of the
said,
biggest
yeah, them
anti-gun
goofy
shitholes
ass
in
13
America.
colony states. Sorry, yeah, I said it to most of those people who live in those 13 colony states. Important state.
That fucking technology is not even fully developed, nor is it tried and true. It won't be for at least, 10 to 20 years to go through a full testing cycle and to see
Even
how
if it is, there's always.
reliable.
Well, no, I don't mean to cut you off. Even if there is, I'm noticing more and more life now. There's always a reach around. There's always a way around it.
Workaround. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, always a workaround. Yeah.
If it's so
Anything.
great, shouldn't the cops use it also?
Anything.
Exactly.
They should be the ones that are actually doing the beta testing for it.
100% agree. Them and the federal employees that carry.
And how much? And how many times you always forget to leave the house and charge your phone? Well, forget to leave. Forget to charge your phone when you leave the house. I said it all backwards.
I knew
right. How many times did you forget to charge your house before you left?
Rarely, but I was gonna say, or you make it so good that the thing doesn't work either.
Right. Yeah. Like on Amazon, things you said something wrong and they cut your gun off.
Exactly.
Right.
It turns out you're a white supremacist. No gun use for you today.
Right.
Jesus Christ. It's retarded.
On the flip side of things, we now have Texas Governor Greg Abbott signs anti-drag bill targeting all ages performances into law.
Yeah, I was reading about that earlier.
Yay! Only one state.
There was other states too. Arkansas did theirs, but then it got struck down by some Obama appointee or something.
Well, Texas really is the only state that matters because, we're the greatest country in the world. Am I right, Daniel? I mean, you can back me up, fellow Texan.
I mean, I know so many people hate your boy Abbott over here.
Oh, I know. The fucking government hates our boy Abbott. But they only hate him because he's actually fucking doing something. Or at
How
least,
dare you, Corey?
Giving it a try. See, Daniel said this is correct. He backed me up. Fuck your state. Texas rule.
I can't wait till they turn Texas blue.
Oh, fuck you. Go fuck yourself,
Purpling
Leo.
up, man. That's not good.
Come on, Californians. Move to Texas.
If Texas goes blue, that's going to fuck the rest of the country all to hell.
Yes, it will, because it will never go red again.
Nope.
Yep.
No, just everybody move to California. Take California over. All Texas move to California, and all Californians move to Texas.
Yeah, just like fucking like leapfrog fucking states.
Then you get to enjoy that beautiful coastline going all down California.
Daniel says you all can go to hell and we'll go to Texas. For you, that Daniel and I will just stay in Texas.
Soon as the residents of Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio spread out, start voting blue also.
No, I wish to God we could just like
blue.
I wish we could literally grab like a big fucking crane, pick up fucking Austin and Houston and Dallas and San Antonio and just drop them off in fucking like California, Chicago, fucking New York, New Jersey.
Why would you double our problems? Nah, don't do that.
Nah. Well, you're talking about turning my state fucking blue.
We already getting your illegals, so one more.
Oh shit. Dems barely lead in Dallas. True. The worst one is fucking, in my opinion, is Houston and Austin. With Austin being the fucking worst. And it's sad that, you know, that's our capital. You think that place of all places would be fucking bleeding red. But you know, I wouldn't mind swapping weather with California. Or
shit, I thought it was all the same. It's all desert shit.
True.
Well, this is not as bad as where Matt's at.
God, yes, I know. I still feel bad for Matt right now, dealing with, you know, triple digits in your own fucking house, dude. That sucks. I've had that happen before. There was one time when I first got my first place after graduating high school. I was 19, living on my own, working 2 full-time jobs and full-time college student. It just was real fucking hot in my house, and I called my landlord and be like, "Hey, you need to come check this AC. It's not cool in my house." Turns out the fucking air duct underneath the house broke apart, and I was literally cooling off underneath my house. And when I got that month's electric bill, I about shit myself because it was like $800.
Damn.
And I'm like, no, fuck you. I am not paying this. I called my landlord and I said, "You're paying this bill." I'm not. It was not my fault. The reason the electric bill went up that high, you know, it's not my fault. You didn't maintain your shit before I moved in. So they ended up paying 3/4 of the bill, and I paid what normally the bill would have been, which was only like maybe $200. So not only did they fix the AC, they also had to pay that much money. So I was like, that's good, because you wouldn't have been happy with me.
Right. It's been a nice, cool 72 today here.
Oh, fuck you. I wish it was 72 here. It's been, it got up to, I want to say like 110.
God damn. I mean, I would at least like a little nice 87, 90. But that doesn't come to like July.
6 Ohio cities among the worst run cities in the United States. Those cities in order are Akron, Columbus, Dayton, Cincinnati, Toledo, and Cleveland, respectively. All 6 are run by Democrat city councils and mayors.
Doesn't surprise me. Yes, Daniel, Austin is a fucking hellhole. A shithole.
Looks all right.
No, it's not as bad as, like, say, some places there in California where you got, you know, horrible homeless population where they're pissing and shitting on the streets and just drug addicts galore.
Yeah, that's what I said. Mind you, because when you say that, like, you forget where I'm from. I remember when I was out there, so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like, I guess they do this with every capital, is like the cities and stuff is all like, you know, bunched in and shit.
Yeah.
But I got those weird, like, because, you know, I got those bus lines in there and all. So I'm like, what the fuck is that?
See, I used to love going down to Austin and traveling, you know, down, what was it? 6th Street or 8th Street or one
I
of
still,
them.
it's called 6th Street. Yeah, I still never been.
6th
I've never.
Street.
I mean, I passed by there. I just never went to go for stuff. So yeah.
Because I mean, they got shit ton of bars and clubs and shit down there. Back in the day, dude, it used to be fun as hell to go down there.
Yeah, I remember I was reading an article like 8 years ago saying how Austin has like the lowest crime and everything's like they got all the bars and clubs down there and live venues.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I've
their
heard
old
about
motto,
it.
I'm sure it's still the same, but you know, it's always keep Austin weird.
Yeah,
Because you
the
know,
sign
it's always
says
a
that they even
little
got
weird
they
and
got
stuff.
stuff up there. Yeah, because I already knew I would have probably liked it. No, well, of course, a lot of people from my state would like it, but yeah, I knew of Austin because of this guy I follow on his podcast. Dude's super liberal, by the way, but he was like from Waco, but they always live up in Austin. I always heard them talk about 6th Street and other places. I'm like, oh, okay.
Right. Back in the day, it was the tolerant liberals.
Yeah, you're right, Daniel. But it's still hot enough because I'm not far off the DFW area, and it's still fucking hot as hell. And I'm further in the country where, you know, it's a little cooler because you're not in the fucking concrete or / asphalt jungle, which retains that heat even more. And dude, it was still a fucking scorcher today.
I forgot how up north you are up there too, because you're not like, oh, I live down south where Matt is. I'm like, come on now, I would not live over there for a bunch of reasons.
No, I used to. I grew up in South Texas, maybe not as far as Matt is, but I was what was it? A little southwest. It was. I know it's west. It was like a little southwest of Houston. You know, where I was, I could drive an hour and a half, and I'm at the Gulf. So down there, it was fucking. Oh my god, dude! It was always you had sweaty balls 24/7.
Who's up for a rickety roller coaster ride?
I don't really do much of the roller coasters.
Oh, I used to love them, but those wooden
that looks like the
roller
kind
coasters.
of track that's gonna like fall apart when you're going over it. Honestly,
yeah,
Destination 3 style.
I always stayed away from the wooden ones because they'd fucking beat you to death. Like at Six Flags and stuff, they had the Texas Giant that was a wooden roller coaster. I don't think they have it anymore because the one in Arlington a few years ago, a woman was killed on it because she fell out of it when it went upside down. But them motherfuckers would just give you a concussion.
Yeah, doing loop-de-loops and all that, that's too much for me. I'm like, I'm good.
I still like roller coasters.
The one in Arlington, they have one that's called the Titan. That bitch is fun as fuck because when you start off, you go up this real tall, steep incline, and it's almost like a fucking vertical drop. And dude, it's fucking, it'll make you, puck your butthole. Yeah, Daniel, I wondered that too. Because I'm pretty fucking far from the ocean as well. But swampy crotch, yeah, pretty much, Stephen D.
Swamp butt.
Yeah.
Swamp ass.
Like that little boy. You ever seen that video where his mom's like, "You're sweating." He's like, "Where?" She goes, "Where are you sweating?" He goes, "My butt crack, my balls, everywhere."
Wait, so is it mostly y'all get the dry heat or y'all get some well, I guess it depends on the part of Texas, but you get like some
of the humidity.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, there's fucking time, especially during late July and especially August, because August is our hottest month. Dude, it feels like the humidity is at level fucking 1,000. Oh. It's just fucking. You don't want to go outside, man. It's triple digits, and it's usually high triple digits. 110, 115.
Right. Because like every time when I have like people come from like Phoenix or Nevada come to Chicago during the summer, like they don't like the Chicago heat here because it's too humid.
Oh yeah, I'm not a big fan of humid. I learned my lesson in Florida. which is kind of funny because me trying to move there. But I did say it was either going to be Vegas or there, so we'll see.
Yeah, so like our 90-degree weather.
I'm only more leaning towards Texas because of the maybe the cheap housing, maybe. Yeah. But when I was over there in I think it was late June or around July, the heat wasn't bad. It wasn't humid. I had that like heat that I felt like I was in Vegas. That just that hot air. But I
getting the echo. Dallas.
Well, if you're used to that, then you should be fine coming to Texas. But if you're coming from one of the Yankee countries up north, then you're not going to fare too well in Texas with the heat, especially when you have longer winters and shit.
What AI thinks the average Idahoan looks like.
So what's the guy name for The Walking Dead? The sheriff?
Rick Grimes?
Like, Rick Grimes.
Rick.
Just an older Rick Grimes, and then maybe like Andrea or something.
Andrea. Yeah. Now, she more look like Andrea than Carol.
Yeah, true.
Rick Grimes, Andrea. That's the average. Idahoan. How you say that?
Yeah,
Idahoan.
Yeah, Idahoan.
Yeah.
Idaho.
I think people are basically pointing out that AI shows every one of these people as white in like every single state, no matter what it is.
Daniel, to answer your question, yes, I've heard of Bonham, but I'm trying to think of where it's at, and I'm on my phone, so I can't just be like, where exactly it's at. So, but I know of it. Yes.
I say Illinois, the best time to come is in October. It's perfect.
Well, I was going to say this. Don't you guys in Texas only got how many days of heat? What, 3 months, 4 months? I don't know.
Fuck
you got whole seasons.
Our heat starts usually, I guess depending on the year, especially how short our winter is. If our winters are short, we're gonna have a long fucking summer.
Ugh.
And the heat really starts getting bad around, I would say, mid-May, into May, and it could go all the way to fucking September. I mean, like October, November, because usually October, like Halloween, it's mostly fucking hot. And
we get that here too. That's one thing I remember having like a hot ass, October and all the way Thanksgiving. I don't like that shit.
Hey, I just thought of something. Why don't Greg Abbott get a boat and ship all the illegals to Hawaii?
Yeah. That or just fucking put them on a plane and send them to fucking Canada.
Oh, that too.
But yeah, our summers here, because once winter starts winding down, we'll have like a very short spring, if at all, and it's like bam, goes from winter to summer, and then back to, if you can call it even really winter at times. Because there's times where it literally feels like our winter lasts like 2-3 weeks, and then it's back to fucking heat again.
The only time I enjoy the winter
is like here last year,
November or December, and we barely get winter in November.
Shoot, the way we're having these weird weather changes. Shoot, probably my state back with the better weather because I ain't got to deal with all that heat and it's more cold, and I like that type of weather.
Climate change.
Because we've been getting weird ones like tornadoes and shit.
Yellowstone the other day.
It's like
some nice hot springs.
It's some volcanic springs. Storming down on top of whatever that is.
Oh, that's the clouds on the mountain.
The top part was the cloud. I don't know what the bottom part was. It was probably like some kind of weird like spring or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with shipping. Putting them on a boat and send them to Hawaii. I'm good with that.
He's giving me the middle finger.
Yeah. So that's why I said that again. Because I saw Justin. He's like, "Don't send illegals to Hawaii. Fuck you."
You'd be surprised how crazy and restricted Hawaii is. It's like,
yeah, I know.
It's overrated for where I learned more about it.
But
One day I'll
Daniel
go.
said spring is like 3 days. Our seasons are summer, winter. It's very accurate.
Our summer is July and August. That's it. and like half of September.
Jesus, it's like I'm jealous. Honestly, I wish we had better weather here, and it probably wouldn't be so fucking bad if they wouldn't keep fucking with the weather, with all the chemtrails and shit they're injecting into the fucking clouds and. You know, if they stop fucking with the weather, it might be better.
Yeah, HARP is an interesting thing. So to go to why Monopoly should not exist. This person said, my parents live in a rural area.
What chemtrails? We don't know.
This is the only grocery store for about 20 miles. They charge about double what most people spend, and most people spend it because they have no other choice. A thing of Hellman's mayonnaise, almost $10.
God damn!
Jesus Christ, that's bullshit.
They need a Dollar Tree in their area.
It doesn't say; it just says rural area. So I'm guessing it's
rural
whatever
area.
State.
I hate that, dude.
Montana, Wyoming, maybe.
A rural area.
Yeah, rural.
Rural.
Yeah, rural.
I lived in a rural area like that where you had like a local mom and pop fucking convenience store.
I mean, if you're gonna live in that area, you need to start making your own shit there.
Well, the thing is, if you go down to Alaska and places like that, it actually does get really weird down there, and you can spend like $30-$40 for a dozen eggs or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like usually in Alaska, I think all like a lot of them are like just like the company stores. You work for the company, you spend the money the company give you on their stores that they own.
Yeah. Kango, no.
Yes, Kango, do it. Do it.
I thought I was still muted. My damn dog was trying to get in there and to one of the other big dogs, trying to get his ass eaten. He's trying to go up against one of my pits.
Some dude was trying to do one of those air messages to his girl, and it was going to say, Gary loves Doris, and came out, Gary loves penis.
So literally, peen Jana yum. Oh, that's fucking epic fail right there. That's great.
How much does it cost to even have that happen?
I think it's a few $100 usually per letter.
Are you serious?
It might be a few $100 for the message, but I know it's like at least like 25 to 50 like per letter usually, depending on the person. Might be more, might be less.
I think so. I think the pilot of that plane hated Gary.
Probably. I think Gary was fucking his ex-wife.
Right.
Maybe. Daniel says Dallas is getting an indoor ski resort. The fuck?
Going back to BuzzFeed AI, that is what the average Missouri person looks like, apparently, according to them.
So that's the same chick.
It kind of looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same chick. Just with a different hairstyle.
It might be the same dude, too, that they keep just changing.
Right, he might got a beard on it. Yeah.
Maybe.
Like this time, just gave him a beard and some glasses.
That looks like what's his face? Is it Matt Walsh?
Oh yeah, you're right, Matt. Yeah, it does look like Matt Walsh a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, once you get into St. Louis, that's not gonna look like that.
Nah, they should have just done Corey Bush's face on that.
Right.
It would have made more sense.
So you got one for Illinois?
It just randomly comes up here off and on. I'm not sure if there's one for that or not.
And I definitely like to see the Texas one. I know that's.
I'm actually going to see if I can find the full 50 on that one then.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what they're gonna say Texas looks like.
It's gonna have like a bolo tie, a cowboy hat.
Right.
Okay, here we go.
Pair of Wranglers and cowboy boots.
They're both brother and sister.
Okay, so I did find
Shut
the
the fuck up.
article.
That's Alabama. That's Alabama and Arkansas.
So starting out with Alabama, kind of looks like a weird John Winchester and some chick.
Okay.
And then we got Alaska.
Yeah, those look like Native Alaskans to me. Yep.
Somewhat.
So what's the generated
Arizona.
So what's these pictures for?
It's all AI generated what each state's supposed to look like. According to AI.
Oh, so Billy Bob Thornton? Okay.
Let me know when they get to my
looks like a white Shamar Moore.
It does kind of look like that. All right, then we got Arkansas.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay.
Downtrodden people.
Kind of like West Virginia.
California.
Yeah.
Okay, Lou Diamond Phillips. Okay.
Hello. The lady makes sense. The lady catches right, but the
that
guy's
chick
like,
kind of looks like Amber Heard a little bit.
Kind of, but I agree with Leo. That looks like Lou Diamond Phillips.
It does. All right, we got Colorado.
Looks like Honda.
Homeless Ehonda, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, a meth head Ehonda.
And then his meth wife.
Yep.
Methyl.
All right, we got Connecticut.
Yeah, that seems about right.
They look like Arkansas or something.
A Norman Rockwell painting.
Which state is Shannon Watts originally from? Because I was going to say, if she's from Connecticut, that should have been a picture of her on that.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember. Delaware.
I have no idea about Delaware.
Yeah, I don't either. It's like one of those forget me states.
I feel like that should just be a picture of Joe Biden as a guy.
Right,
just a young Biden in that picture.
And that chick, she looked like Kirsten Stewart or Kristen Stewart,
yeah,
whatever.
Kristen Stewart. Yeah.
Then we got Florida.
That fits a little bit of Florida, like old retirees though.
It should be a bunch of Cubans and Haitians.
That woman looks like she could be like a 50s or 60s Floridian, maybe.
Yeah.
The guy's definitely 50s or 60s.
She looks like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I was gonna. There's an actress chick. I'm trying to think what her name is right now. That woman.
Or what's her fucking face that played Iron Man's old lady, Gwyneth Paltrow.
No, that's not who I'm thinking of. It's somebody else entirely.
Oh no,
don't mind me. I mean,
a little bit. Okay, then we got Georgia.
I'm loving that face
like George Floyd.
Okay.
That I don't know if it's the shadowing or if this chick is supposed to be mixed because she almost looks like white in the face, but then like real dark in the arms.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's the only one that they matched. That mix. I'm curious what they're gonna do with Louisiana too.
Right.
Then we got Hawaii.
Yeah.
Old Hawaiians. We got Idaho. Yeah. We already saw that one. Illinois. There you go.
Leo.
Okay.
She's not wearing a bright color weave, so it's kind of off.
All right, then we got Indiana. That's like a stock photo, honestly. They put it in here.
Right. I mean, that's almost the same as Illinois, basically.
Iowa.
Okay.
Farmland. Okay, yeah.
Iowa doesn't exist, so that picture is irrelevant.
Kansas.
It's true. Wait, which one is this?
This is Kansas.
Okay.
I feel like that should just be a picture of Gizzard Gary, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, then we got Kentucky.
Yep. We're just spot on.
Does that chick have a black eye that's now, healing up a little bit?
Yep.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it. Ginger.
Then we got Louisiana.
No.
I feel like that's right. No.
Yeah, it's not right at all.
I mean,
they don't look Cajun enough.
Exactly.
I mean, the only one that looks Cajun is the old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's south of I-10 and she's north of I-10 because you got south of I-10 are a bunch of nothing but coon asses. Trust me. I spent a lot of time down in Houma, Louisiana, which is the furthest place you can go south in Louisiana, and them motherfuckers were coon asses.
I feel like the dude in this picture should have just been a picture of Troy Landry saying we got a big one. All right, then we got Maine.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
On.
A little bit.
Yeah, that looks like what I saw mostly in Maine, honestly.
They look like average Maine people.
Maryland.
Yeah.
Georgia
I don't know
Floyd.
much about Maryland.
Maryland just, well, it's just Baltimore. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I guess that looks like the couple that played in the movie the marathon bombing.
I thought he was like a young Peyton Manning.
That dude looks like several different actors, honestly, and I can't put my finger on any other names right now.
Especially that neck height, like young Peyton Manning.
Like a little bit of a giraffe neck going on.
Yeah.
All right, then we got Michigan.
Yeah, that's spot on.
The young dude. Missouri.
That's Minnesota.
Sorry, Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota.
I don't know enough about Minnesota, so maybe.
I would say that would probably be native Minnesotans, not the Somali population that's taken over now, though.
Right.
True.
In Minneapolis.
Mississippi.
Wait, Somali taking over them.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Missouri right there.
Mississippi. Go back to Mississippi. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, the guy is built right. He's built like an ox soda, right? That's Mississippi right there. I don't know about her though.
I feel like she looks more like she's Californian.
Transplant of some kind, maybe. All right, then we're gonna go to Missouri.
Matt Walsh.
Yeah, Matt Walsh Company. Got Montana.
Okay, yeah.
Nebraska.
Flyover state.
Right, I have no idea.
So is that supposed to be a cracked out version of Travis P11?
Maybe.
So I'm curious what they're gonna do with New Mexico.
All right, we got Nevada.
Nevada. He looks too hipster.
She looks like California, Nevada guy.
Yeah, transplant. Oh fuck boy.
Yeah, this chick actually does kind of look like some people I've seen out in Nevada that were living in tunnels and all drugged out and shit.
What's up, Christopher Reed?
Now we got New Hampshire.
Daniel says when you get to Oklahoma, he's gonna be picturing Ray Ray. Which one is that one?
This is Nebraska, New Hampshire.
Again, I don't know enough about New Hampshire. Right. It's a forget me state.
Yeah.
All right, we got New Jersey.
The female, yeah, that the guy.
That dude looks like the one actor guy, and I'm trying to think what his name is now. God, I'm trying to remember what the dude's name is now.
I don't know about the guy, but that female definitely says Jersey.
Yeah, kind of Italian, Greekish.
Right. Jersey.
Yeah, I can't think what the dude's name is offhand, but he's been in a bunch of movies over the years. All right, then we got New Mexico.
Yeah.
New York.
Again, the female, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, the lady, not the guy.
Yeah, not the guy.
That dude looks like he had his nuts cut off from being a Balchinian from Men in Black.
He does have the Buscemi eyes.
He looks like he's probably a dude that was a transplant from New Jersey that came to New York.
Right.
Maybe, yeah.
Or from Rhode Island.
Then we got North Carolina.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
It's almost like a father and daughter, not a husband and wife.
Yeah.
We got North Dakota.
I have no idea.
Yep, Fargo.
I don't know any of the Dakotas. So I can't.
And that's the older Billy Bob Thornton right there.
Here we got Ohio. That's a total lie. That is not what Ohio represents to me.
They need more pry water in them, and then
No. They just need to be way fatter. Because that would be spot on if they were like twice the size that they are in these pictures.
Well, to be fair, I did see some fat Ohios, but they were like in the countryside.
And then you'd also have to have, potentially.
Steve said he sees way too many soulless gingers in these pictures.
Walking a big ass beard like mine too. Because that dude's little facial hair is nothing compared to my big ass beard.
Well, he's a city folk, pretending he's country with that fucking fake flannel shirt.
Right, he's from. I think they're from Cincinnati.
Probably, maybe Columbus.
Right.
Honestly, that chick looks a little bit like a younger version of Allison Russo, who's one of the state reps, an anti-gunner. So I can maybe see her being spot on then. It is kind of odd that they both have glasses, though.
Next.
All right.
Because of Drew Carey, you got to put on the glasses.
That's not Oklahoma, no. Carey. That is not Oklahoma because they're not fat enough. Almost every person I've ever ran into when I was in Oklahoma, and I've been there many fucking times, are always very fucking, fat. So that's not an accurate representation.
I would say that's Oklahoma by way of border crossings.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's not fucking anywhere I've ever been in Oklahoma.
All right, then we got Oregon.
Yep. That's Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much spot on.
That looks like the kind of dude that would be like Ted Wheeler voter base and be all like, no, the city's finally so great, girl. And she's like, I'm getting the fuck out of this shithole.
Looks like Jeffrey Dahmer's brother.
All right, then we got Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Maybe. I would say outside the cities, maybe, but not in the cities, though.
No.
Got Rhode Island.
Probably.
Joe Rogan? Know.
Yeah, I mean, I drove through Rhode Island. It was like 20 minutes. We were in that state or something on our drive to Maine like a decade ago. So, I would say similar to what people look like there from what I saw. South Carolina.
Yep.
The girl, yes. The guy too, probably.
Isn't Nice Turk from California or South Carolina?
Yeah.
I only went once in the 80s. So I was still up down there, baby.
Got South Dakota.
Why does that look like Kevin Sorbo?
Yeah, it does.
It looks like Kevin Sorbo and a Native American guy mixed together.
Yep.
Yeah, dating a cracked out version of Amber Heard. I mean, Amber Turd.
Like that does look like Amber Heard too.
That's Kevin Sparrow.
Banging Amber Souls a lot.
Right.
All right.
Calhoun said, Ohio, he didn't picture your face from hearing your voice. LOL.
Yeah, I can see Tennessee.
Yeah. Nah. Tennessee, well, I'm thinking more of like Nashville and everything. It's more of like a country populated area. So
right, cause he has on like the button up style, with the stitching.
Yeah, I could see that as Tennessee.
Yeah, he just missed his cowboy hat in that one.
Yeah, that's just
a lot of people in Tennessee have cowboy hats too.
And she's wearing like a flower dress.
And now we go to Texas with the actual cowboy hat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a pretty accurate representation of Texas.
Shouldn't the girl also wearing a cowboy hat though?
Well, not necessarily, but the outfits are spot on. He looks like he's a fucking hardened like bull rider or rancher or something. So that's pretty accurate. Except a lot of men in Texas have big beards, so or at least some sort of facial hair. You can see
the 5 o'clock shadow there that he shaved off or something.
Right.
True, but that's probably the
rocking beard.
That's probably a Texas businessman.
Yeah, his oil company. His oil company.
Right.
All.
Yeah, they struck it rich down in Beverly.
Yeah. Rhode Island isn't a state; it's a speed trap.
Got Utah.
I have no idea.
I feel like there should be more than one woman in this picture.
They don't look Mormon enough.
That's what I'm saying. There should also be more than one woman there. It should be
Right.
like 4 or 5
look
different
like
women.
tall people.
And her hair needs to be longer, like down to her ass.
Yeah. And there's not like 30 children in the picture with them.
Yeah. Or just them holding a picture of like 30 kids.
Yeah.
All right, then we got Vermont.
Yep, that looks like
Wow.
Vermont.
I have no idea.
Definitely. That's Vermont.
It doesn't look like
for sure.
enough like Bernie Sanders.
It looks like they're waiting in line for
It does look like a
spice latte.
very, very young Bernie, though.
Maybe.
If
It
you
looks
look
like
at
they're
Bernie
waiting
Sanders
in-
when he was young, that guy kind of looks like a younger version of that.
Yeah, it definitely looked like they're in Starbucks waiting for their pumpkin spice latte.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I want a
I wish
grande.
I wish this barista would hurry up.
All right, then we got Virginia.
Where's my toast with avocado on it?
I don't know about Virginia. Joe, Virginia
there's-
got a lot of Asians in it. What?
They don't look
Virginia
messed out
is
enough.
one of those states, just like Massachusetts and stuff like that, in a lot of cases, that have
Oh, that's
wait.
west.
no, sorry, Maryland's what I was thinking of. Yeah, it's Virginia, Maryland, stuff like that that have the bleed over from Washington, D.C. politicians.
Yeah.
So I feel like both those people should be in business suits with a I Heart something, and then or I Heart Children or something like that on one pin, and then like anti-gun on another pin or something. Like no AR-15 for you kind of thing or something.
Yeah.
All right, then we got Washington.
Yeah. Yep, because they look like they're part of Portland.
You mean Seattle?
Yeah, that too.
But it's all the same. Seattle,
Yeah,
Portland.
it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. Just different states.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got West Virginia.
What I was thinking of Virginia, I was thinking West. They don't look like they're methed out enough.
Kind of.
That
Yeah,
just
looks like
looks
they're in
like
the
he's going to
beginning.
steal catalytic converters that night.
Yeah, they look
Yeah.
like they're in the beginning stages of doing meth, but they're not like hardcore meth heads.
Right.
She
not
looks
yet.
like she's about 6 months into an opioid addiction right now.
Maybe.
Not quite like full opioid addiction, but like, you know, like, oh, I gotta take it every couple of days or whatever to keep cool or whatever.
Right.
Not like daily use, like over and over again. He looks like he's
Mhm.
more getting towards that stage though.
Like only when I go to parties.
All right, then we
Only
got
social
Wisconsin.
event. Wisconsin.
Yeah, northern
No.
part of Wisconsin. The northern part. Yeah. Yeah, northern part.
They don't look like true cheeseheads.
All right, and finally, Wyoming.
Yeah. Yep. That's another one that's pretty much, in my opinion, spot on.
That woman kind of reminds me of Mary Winchester from Supernatural.
Yeah, kind of.
That guy looks very similar to one of the other guys that was in the thing too, was AI generated.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's it for that list then.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would say some of them were decently spot on, but there was a lot of others that were not as good.
Yeah, it was way off.
But this is what happens when you have baby AI versus Skynet.
Right. Calhoun says, last Asian I heard of from Virginia shot up Virginia Tech, and I live like 80 miles from the border.
Oh, yeah.
And he did so with 2 handguns
Yep.
Yep.
and a bunch of reloads, so it didn't matter what amount of actual ammo was in those magazines.
Mhm. And then he said that a lot of city folk from Tennessee seem like they're like Texas light or some shit. And then
They
they
want to be
made
Texas.
yeah, exactly.
Not in
I'm
Memphis.
from Tennessee, but I want to be a true Texan.
Maybe in Nashville, but not Memphis.
Well, the only way you can be a true Texan is you got to be born and bred here. So you can be a transplant, and that's fine, but a true Texan born and bred here.
Okay. What about we got family members that were born. My grandfather was from there.
Well, he's a true Texan. He's born and bred here. That's fine. Yeah, you're. I guess you would be kind of like, for lack of better words, guilty by association. So, true by association. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just fucking with you.
Well, all of y'all are just true Mexicans by default.
Did you guys see the shit that Roseanne Barr said today or yesterday?
I seen it trending on Twitter, but I didn't get enough to actually read why was she trending about.
She claimed that the Holocaust never happened, but should have.
What?
Yeah. And all I could think was, please get off the drugs, old woman.
Remember, she does got brain problems, brain injury.
Yeah, she probably got too many shots to the head in her life, is my guess, honestly.
Maybe. I didn't know she was. I thought she was more right.
She did explain that.
She was, and then she just went full retard, apparently.
Well, remember, she's getting older, so.
Daniel says, he asked me, have you noticed on the Ozarka bottle water, it says made in Texas, born better, LOL. No, I have not.
Sounds like something. It was made in Texas.
I was curious, any of y'all like the taste of like eating pork belly?
Don't know if I've ever had it.
No,
never had pork
I never
belly?
had it. No, wait.
What about you, Corey? I know you're the barbecue guy.
The wife is getting on them real quick. Damn it, I told you to take out the trash.
Like, I can't go, you guys. The wife said I can't play no more.
Right.
Federal watchdog, more than $200 billion in COVID aid may have been stolen. I'm shocked.
There was a lot of people getting caught stealing COVID aid.
Oh, but Steve said he got some pork belly in the fridge right now.
Let's see. Been stolen. Federal government watchdog group. 2 large COVID relief initiatives, according to an estimate watchdog group. Said number issued Tuesday by U.S. Small Business Administration Inspector General are much greater than the office's previous projection and underscore how vulnerable the payment protection and COVID economic injury disaster loan programs really were to fraudsters. I'm not the least bit surprised by either one of those, actually, because you look at all the... I remember like a year or two ago hearing about that, and there was a bunch of Somalis that were getting brought up on charges over it. Because it was like them, their brother, their sister, their aunt, their uncle. We're all taking like small business loans for the same business and stuff like that.
That sucks.
All right, gentlemen, I gotta hop off. I took my medicine and it's starting to kick in real good.
That's fine.
I gotta lay down.
We're about to finish up anyway. It's after midnight here. So.
Well, Corey, answer this. Have you ever had any pork belly before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, so you like it too, huh?
Bleeding vagina.
Mm-hmm. Who doesn't? Especially, if you love barbecue.
No, yeah, well, I never really had a lot on barbecue until I went to this one place, this one chef that made it. It was pretty good. Because I always had it like more on, like Japanese stews and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not... I mean, I've always been the type where I'll try anything once. If I don't like it, obviously I'll never have it again. But I've always tried to live by trying everything once. That's why I was, down to try that fucking surströmming in Tulsa last year. Why the fuck not? Man? I was
willing
curious.
to try everything once, huh?
Food-wise, dipshit.
Oh, okay.
No, so that means Corey will try goat balls one of these days.
So Rocky Mountain oysters.
I've had them.
Oh, of course.
I word them.
What about elk oysters?
Honestly, my dad, when I was about 11, 12 years old, tricked me and my cousin into eating Rocky Mountain oysters. He ordered them at a restaurant. We didn't know what the fuck they were. And we were, starting to eat them, and we're like, that's pretty good. And then he just starts fucking laughing. And we're like, what the fuck are you laughing about? And he told us what we were actually eating. I was fucking pissed. But
that was sexual assault.
we kind of started gagging and puking this shit up. I was pissed at him for quite a while after that. And he never let me live it down to the day he died. At that topic or something similar that made him think of that memory, he'd fucking just start laughing all over again. You remember that time I tricked you? And yeah, shut the fuck up, Dad.
He's still saying on his deathbed. Remember when he ate those goat balls?
But I'll have to admit, not knowing what they were pretty good. So there you go.
Final thoughts, gentlemen.
Fuck you, Stephen D.
I have none. I don't even think so. I can't have final thoughts.
Shot red final thoughts for the night.
Pretty much everybody can get in shape. Eat well and get some good rest.
Corey, final thoughts.
Gary loves penis.
My final thoughts of the night. If you live in the state of Ohio, vote yes August 8th. Fuck the Democrats. Fuck their baby killing abortion amendments and their stealing of gun rights. We're not letting them have it. They can fuck off. We'll see you guys. Well, Corey and a bunch of others will see you tomorrow on Matt's panel, and then we'll all be back Sunday.
Sunday.
Honda's.
Sunday.
Hopefully when he comes back from his California trip, if he's still alive.
Or if you're in transition.
Back from him.
He's gonna have fucking long hair and
dude, it's like this. Oh my god,
and he's gonna be in rainbow outfits and
tie-dye
probably
shirt.
S&M gear or BDSM, whatever you want to call it.
Good old dog mask.
Yeah.
My new name is Sunflower.
Wait, now you got an idea. I got to send to Matt. I could do that. Give him BDSM to Matt. Send it to him.
But all right, guys, I'll holler at y'all probably tomorrow.
All right. Later, everybody.